All right, I wanted to take a break from video games for a minute if you guys will indulge me. I want to talk about The Boys. I just finished season 2. I love this show. I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I kind of felt inclined to talk about this because I feel like it's one of the few shows where I talk to people I know in real life. I mean, I'm not really talking to them in real life that much, but I'm talking to people I know, friends, close relatives, and stuff online, whoever. And all of them, I'm like, do you watch The Boys? And they all say, no, I haven't seen that. And to me, just like looking online and stuff and just hearing stuff about it, it seems like most people are into it. But I'm realizing more and more that not enough people are watching it. And I think you should, because it's damn right incredible. And I know it's overwhelming, like right now, because I still feel like we're very much in this like golden age of television, kicked off from stuff like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, like all of this stuff. TV is so great. There's so much stuff out there that you never have enough human hours in your life. You never have enough human hours in your life to watch all the fantastic shows that people are binging and watching like crazy and recommending to you. But here's another one. The Boys fucking rules. It's so good. As someone who is a huge comic book fan, a graphic novel fan, really love it. As someone who just loves damn good television, I love it. And as someone who just likes actors and just like the making of these things, I really enjoy it. And oh man, where to even start? I think the biggest thing for it is that it is very much that, like I said, golden age of television. It's the real deal stuff. It feels like you're watching a movie. It can be taken seriously, but it does have that like gross, shitty, give no damn attitude of a graphic novel. I know it's based off of the Garth Ennis book, but it feels like that like gross, like Mark Millar at his most Mark Millar, where it's just like every other word is an F-bomb and people's heads are exploding. That is very much this show. That's the attitude, but it doesn't go as far as the Garth Ennis books, because Ennis, I've always read him, but I don't know how to say his name. There's so many comic book creators, I don't know how to say their names, but it has that vibe from the graphic novel. It doesn't go as far, but it still feels distinctly unique in that way. It feels like that thing you were reading at the bookstore. You go to Barnes and Noble and you're like, look, it's got boobs in it. Look, it's got this insane gore. It gives you that feeling like you're getting away with something bad, like that fun teenager vibe to it, but it's also just compelling and interesting to watch because it's got good actual human emotion and really great world building. Even like, I hate to say it, like if you like stuff like Watchmen, like the Watchmen graphic novel, you like the way they built out that world, that cynical look at superhero stuff, that totally works here, because essentially what this is a cynical look at a world where superheroes exist, but they are controlled by an umbrella of a corporation, and they make movies. They save people, but they make movies. They are products, and it's commercialized, and it's gross. And behind the scenes, these superheroes are just shitty, terrible people. It is extremely cynical, almost a little too cynical for me, because I know you guys know me, but it's so entertaining to watch because it, like I said, world building. It builds that world, this world where these superheroes exist, and yes, they can save you, but also you're going to go to the movie theater and watch their new movie. You're going to buy their t-shirt. You're going to play their video game, and it acknowledges that in a very realistic way, and taking place in New York City, where as someone from New York, it is very much clearly barely ever shot there, but you still get it. And they also just give you all that stuff, but then more of a personal story of Huey Campbell, and kind of as a lead who kind of stumbles into this world as kind of like a softie, a soft boy, like a wet noodle, kind of like me. But it's someone you can get into. It's someone you can relate to. You can understand. You can root for. He feels a little realistic in this insane world. And then from there, there's like a romance that you can kind of believe and get behind. And there's just a lot of interesting characters. My personal favorite, I have two favorites. I think most people do. But my personal favorite is Carl Urban. I love Carl Urban. Our bones are Judge Dredd, and here he's Billy Butcher, and he is incredible. If you've ever seen something where Carl Urban really hams it up, this role exists for him to go full Carl Urban like you've never seen. I love every line that comes out of his mouth. I love every wild, insane facial expression he makes. Something about him is just like unbelievable. He's such a great character. The way they write him is so funny. But again, with him, they do the same thing where it's like he's hilarious and over the top and very much a comic book character, but then they do the human stuff and they do a compelling story and they do this believable stuff that just works really, really well. And then, of course, you have Homelander. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard the talk of Homelander. Anthony Starr as Homelander is incredible. You can't look away. It's almost like so in this universe, he's essentially Superman. Like sexually frustrated asshole, maybe a racist Superman, and definitely a sociopath. And it's so interesting to watch because he almost plays it kind of like a Patrick Bateman American Psycho type of thing, but to a way nastier degree. Not only that, but they give you some juicy stuff in terms of like, hey, what if Superman was like this? Or what if Superman did this with his powers? What if he was horrendous? And they do a lot of that. And then they do that with other archetypes too. Like, what if Batman was in this group and he was horrendous? What if the Flash was in this group but not called the Flash? And what if he was an asshole? What if Aquaman is in this and he's an asshole, like douchebag type of guy? It's so funny the way they play with these ideas. And at the top of all that, I think, is Homelander. And what they do with him, I think, is out of this world. And I can't help but watch, and I can't wait to see where this thing is going to go forward. Season 2 did some interesting things with a little bit of social commentary, but in a very interesting way. On the nose, but not annoyingly on the nose, in a way that kind of works with the story, that made things pretty interesting with how it introduced new characters, new elements to the show, considering the show was already kind of like a cynical look at the real world with superheroes. They took it a step further with Season 2. I don't personally know if Season 2 is as good as Season 1, but Season 2 kind of carries the torch, and I'm really excited for this show to go forward. It falls onto me like this thing that I like about shows like this. I hope it doesn't go on forever. I hope it doesn't decide to drag things out because it's a hit show. I love nothing more than when shows understand the story they're trying to tell and they decide to end it, like Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul knows when its roadmap is over. I appreciate stuff like that. I hope The Boys does that too. I hope they go somewhere kind of definitive and with Season 3, because I feel like this story can only get so big. It can only escalate so much. But I still really loved it to hell watching it because it looks good, it's fascinating, it's hilarious, it's serious, it's chilling, it's heartwarming, it's got like dumb Billy Joel goofs in it, which is from Long Island. Like, I think that's really funny. I cannot recommend this show enough. I really, really want to go into spoilers, but just down to little moments, whether it's a character moment or an insane action moment, all of it is just so exciting to holy shit, experience. So I am just going to leave it at that, I think. I think a lot of people out there have Amazon Prime. You might have Amazon Prime and not realize that there are good shows on Amazon Prime. This is definitely one of them, so I highly recommend it. If you can't tell, I'm stumbling over to do it. I wanted to talk about this show for a while on video, so here I am. That's how I think it works. You guys know I like to just come here and talk about things I really love, so if you appreciate that, clicking the like button helps, but if you really appreciate it and you want to talk about it too, I want to hear from you in the comments what you're thinking about The Boys, like what your favorite character is, maybe your favorite moment. So maybe avoid the comment section if you haven't seen the show yet. Just avoid spoilers. But I'd love to know what you think of The Boys, maybe compared to the graphic novel, which is something interesting to me because I'm not as in. I actually like the show more, which is crazy. That usually doesn't happen with me. I'm usually always that guy like, the graphic novel's better. No, here I legit actually really like the show, and I like the way they take it. They take it in a different direction, and I really like it. But whatever your thoughts about The Boys, let's talk in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. Like I always say, you could have clicked on anyone talking about this on YouTube. You clicked on me, so thank you. Clicking the like button helps. And I got a lot of videos coming out about video games soon, including the Xbox Series X. I have one. I have been playing it. I have been testing it. It's right out there. I don't think you can see it. But yes, so lots of videos coming soon, so be sure to keep an eye peeled. I don't put out too many videos, so if you want to hit that notification bell, feel free. I'm not going to spam you. But thank you guys for watching. I'm Jake Baldino. You can subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.